Hey all, welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, and today I just wanted to talk about auto dueling and the deck I use and what I recommend when auto dueling. So this is a great time, now more than ever really, because it's 1.5 experience. Not only that, you get double gate keys and gold from the duel rewards, and you can get the dice needed for the Battle City event that is going on right now. It's a Duelist Chronicle style event, so it's just populating this area way at the back here. And as you can see, I'm moving on throughout the rounds. I tried it out. It's pretty awesome. Basically the same as before, but with some awesome new stuff, and we'll get into that in a different video. So here is the deck I'm currently using for auto dueling. So this deck focuses on three main points I want to discuss about using any auto dueling deck. You need to play to win, and you're not really looking for duel assessment points. You basically just want to get the most experience. That's the auto duel. That's the main point of auto dueling, to level your character up. So auto duel decks that I recommend are decks that do not have too much strategy based in it, especially not ones that are new strategy based decks, because the auto duel algorithm just doesn't handle it very well. And some notable cards to avoid are Wall of Disruption and Enemy Controller together, because the AI doesn't know when to activate which one at what time, so it'll activate Wall of Disruption and then it'll chain on Enemy Controller, turning your opponent's monster to defense position so it doesn't actually lose the attack. So that's kind of a challenge there, so that's why I don't run any Wall of Disruptions in here, even though I have a couple. But let's just talk about what I do run in here. So you want to run a bunch of level 4 normal monsters with the highest attack you have. So I have Blazing Apache 1850, a bunch of 1900s, and then another 1850. So this usually means that you'll have a couple of these ready to go in your hand when you begin the duel. You want to make sure your deck has at least 10 to 12 monsters that are level 4 that can just be summoned that are powerful monsters. And like I said before, they're not strategy based, so I just chose the strongest normal monsters we have, which tend to be the stronger of the set, because we do have a bunch of 1900s that are just plain vanillas. On top of that, I have one Sphere Karibo, and that's based on once you get to a higher stage ranking, your opponent sometimes brings out powerful monsters that you need to change in defense position and that you need to keep in your hand, and the AI still does really well Sphere Karibo, and Sphere Karibo sometimes being summoned out and used in tangent with the Super Rush Headlong. In addition to that, I also have 2 Tribute Summon monsters. I usually only recommend running 1 Tribute Summon monster, but Knight of the Red Lotus is a pretty awesome monster because you can actually special summon it by using the normal monsters in your graveyard, and it's a great revival method for it, so you can special summon ones back when you need them. But I do run the Fiendish Monarch because it is a great way of adding spells to your hand of the same name that you've already used. So you can actually grab your Super Rush Headlongs and your enemy controllers quite easily to your hand and replenish your resources. And then because sometimes you need a whole turn of protection, and nothing's better than that other than Mirror Wall. So Mirror Wall is a great choice to add in as well, but not a necessity. So that is what I'm using. So what do I recommend you guys use? Well, when auto dueling, use any powerful deck that doesn't base around too much strategy. I recommend running a whole bunch of powerful beaters and a whole bunch of protection cards that do not really conflict with one another. The AI definitely understands to not use Super Rush Headlong and Enemy Controller in the same battle. So I run both of these. Same with Mirror Wall. It's not going to use Mirror Wall with these because the AI does understand that at this point. But in more complex decks, the AI might not make the best move. So run at least half the deck as level 4 monsters that you can bring out easily, and then fill the rest with protection and a little bit of text. Now for skills, but since you're auto dueling, skills don't really matter. There's a few that can be used because the goal is time spent in the game. So you don't want to have restart as a skill, you don't want beatdown, you don't want any of those, because you ideally don't want to take control of the duel, you just want to let it play out. So there are 3 skills that I do recommend if you have them to run with the auto duel deck on your character. Balance. Balance is a great way to make sure that you get a couple monsters in your hand and maybe a spell or trap card as well. The skill that gives you 1000 life points is also pretty good because that might be the difference of the game. And any other skill that you think you might want, like a field spell skill, status skills, or anything like that that you don't actually have to apply yourself, are great to use. So let me show you guys some replays of some auto duels that I'm having at my current stage. So my stage is stage 58, which is pretty high up there. 60 is the maximum you can go, so I am fighting basically the strongest you can fight for standard duelists. And as you can see, it's very quick, it's very easy, and the AI can handle this deck quite well and use it masterfully in order to beat the opponents. And it has a 9 out of 10 win rate. One thing to keep in mind is that one deck is not good against every single deck for every single stage duelist ever. But following the basis of a powerful beatdown deck with a lot of protection is definitely the key. And a normal monster beatdown deck with a ton of spell protection is a great way. Now, spell cards, specifically quick play spells, are some of the most powerful cards in the game as they can be used so versatilely. So that's why I ran with many of those instead of many trap cards. Plus, having the Fiendish Monarch is also a great way of replenishing those resources like I mentioned before. And there we have it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure to leave them down there as well, and I'll be sure to answer them as quickly as I can to the best of my ability. I hope this short little video was informative to you and can help give you some ideas to help build a good auto duel deck for yourselves. Hope to catch you in the next one, and as always, peace.